So one of the most critical parts, if not the most critical part of your garden, is going to be the soil. So in this bed right here, this is an accumulation of soil over multiple years. So what I do to build my soil up in my raised beds is I initially start with a layer of organic matter. So my initial layers in my raised beds are going to be logs, leaves, branches, anything that's dry, organic, and dead. And those things are going to provide the long-term nutrients for my bed. Then once I have that, I'm going to fill it with garden soil. Now, I might use garden soil that's packaged in bags, or I might get it in bulk. It doesn't really matter to me because I'm not really brand specific on the soil, because I know that I'm going to amend this soil however I can amend it. I find buying it in bulk is definitely going to save you a lot of money. If you have a place to store it, or you have a truck or something like that, buy it in bulk. You're going to save a ton of money, because these beds take way more soil to fill up than you think they take. Even after you've layered those first layers with all that organic material to decrease the amount you're going to need, it's still going to take a lot. And what you're going to find is over the years, that organic material is going to break down and your bed level is going to go down. So you're going to have to add more soil down the road anyway. So bulk is definitely the way to go. Once I have the bulk soil, I'm going to add compost to it. I'm going to add manure to it, and I'm going to add mulch. I'm going to add a layer of mulch on top. I'll often give it some wood ash as well. Now, I want to show you this soil here, because this is how you know your soil is pretty good. You know, we can squeeze this soil and it pretty much holds its shape, right? Because it's got lots of organic matter in it. That means it's very rich in nutrients, and it's going to hold moisture as well when you water these beds. The other thing is to always make sure you put mulch on top of your beds. That's going to keep the soil moist as well. Now we're going to take a look at some of the soil that we have in other areas, and you can see the difference between what Florida typical soil looks like and what raised bed soil looks like. And there's a reason why we grow things in raised beds here when we're talking about our veggies, and a lot of the stuff we don't grow directly in the ground other than the trees. Now, over the years, this soil has been amended by mulch a ton. So this soil is a lot better than it was when I first got here. But if we find an open patch here, we're gonna look in the ground here, and I'll just show you what our typical soil looks like. This is the good stuff now. This is years and years of mulch, and it's starting to look not quite like the beds, but it holds its shape, and we're getting pretty good soil. This is about 8 years of constant mulch. Now, if we go to an area that hasn't received a ton of mulch, which is very sandy, this is what the soil was originally, and through years of mulching, we were able to amend that soil and create a soil that's richer, where we can actually grow things directly in the ground.